this week has gone well for you, and I hope that today has gone well for you. Today is Friday, July 26, 2024. It's about 11 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, and I hope y'all had a great week. We made it through the work week, y'all. Tomorrow is Saturday. Hope that you all enjoy your weekend. Hope that you make it a productive weekend and a fun weekend. Had a pretty good day at work. Pretty much another 11-hour day for me. But hey, I don't mind. And you know why I don't mind? Because I really don't live that far from my job. And that's actually going to be the subject of this video, is commute time. Don't overlook your commute time. Commute time is very important when you are making a decision on where you're going to work. It is easier for, someone who lives in an apartment to, pretty much choose where they want to work, because all they have to do is, buy out their lease and go sign a new lease at an apartment complex that is closer to their job. Now, if you have a house, that's a bit different, because obviously you'd have to sell the house, and it just takes such a long time and everything. But overall, it's still doable as well. It's just more difficult. With the house, depending on where you live, you might have to turn down a job because it's just simply too far. Especially if the housing market in your area is not really like booming like that. It's not really like, the houses in their market are not really selling like that. You might have to turn down a job that's too far from your home, from your house. I guess I could say that's one of the advantages of living in an apartment. For example, with me, I used to drive 45 minutes to an hour, depending on traffic, to my job. That's because the apartment I had was really far away. But got tired of that. Also got tired of the noise at my old apartment. People be talking all loud and stuff. Ended up buying out that lease, moving into the apartment I have now, which is only about 10 minutes away from my job. So for me, it was a dramatic improvement in quality of life. Spending 45 minutes to an hour commuting one way was horrible. It really was horrible. You have less time for yourself. Think about this too. Say you commute an hour each way to work. So each day you're commuting to, an hour and 30 minutes to 2 hours to work every day. So over 5 days, you're looking at, potentially 10 hours of commuting, potentially. That's a lot. That's a lot of hours in the car. That's a lot of hours driving. That's more wear and tear on your car. It wouldn't be good, because the more time you spend in your car commuting to that job of yours, the less time you have for yourself. And that's the thing about it. That's why it is important to, if you can, live closer to your job. I'm talking like 20 to 25 minutes or less with traffic, right? Anything beyond that, I guess I could say 30 minutes, But 30 minutes, I mean, even that can be kind of a lot. That's why I'd really say 20 to 25 minutes. That's ideal. Or less, of course. Or less. You know, if you've ever driven, 45 minutes to an hour to work, and then you end up improving that commute to, 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, you know what I'm talking about when I tell you that it is a dramatic life, quality of life improvement. My first job, right? I worked at Kroger. Kroger, it wasn't the greatest job. I was a bagger. But this was like back in high school. But the commute for that job, I only lived 5 minutes away from that job. So, it was cool, right? And then also, my second job, I lived about 10 minutes away from. My third job, that's when I had my first experience with a long commute. When I worked for the post office, I was driving 35 minutes one way, and I was taking tolls. So, I was, man, that wasn't a good situation there, because you're already driving far and you gotta pay tolls. So, you're pretty much losing both ways, really. Gotta pay tolls, and you're driving real far. But I got an apartment, moved closer, improved that commute to less than 20 minutes. But then I quit that job. And then I didn't work for, I guess I could say I did work because I was doing Uber Eats. Uber Eats. Didn't really have a commute for Uber Eats because I was pretty much my first order on Uber Eats would pretty much be from my apartment. So I had no commute for that. And then I started trucking. Trucking really didn't have much of a commute for trucking because I only went to the yard. I only went to and from the yard once a week because I was pretty much home weekly. My first trucking job. And the yard was only about 15 minutes away from me. Well, actually, probably less than that, now that I think about it. But, then I got another trucking job, same situation. Well, actually, no, I was home more, but I only lived about 15 minutes away from their yard. But yeah, I've dealt with long commutes, Then my third trucking job, I was driving 35 minutes one way. But it's I don't ever really want to live more than about 20 minutes away from my job. I think more than 20 minutes is too much, for being honest. It's just not ideal. And, like I say, you have to really just take commute time into consideration. Money is not everything. And another thing to think about is, say you get a raise, right? but your quality of life has gone down because of how far you are from your job, right? Or now you have to pay tolls, or now you have to pay for gas more. The intervals between maintenance decrease, which means you need more maintenance on your car because you're putting more miles on the car faster, right? You're stressed out more because now you're dealing with more traffic. Was the change in job really worth it? The answer is probably no. But it might be too late to go back to your old company now. That's something to think about. Definitely take your commute serious. Take the time it takes to get to and from work serious. Take the route serious too, right? If you're paying tolls every day, that adds up pretty much to another bill, right? But if you don't pay tolls, right, now you don't have that additional bill every month. And it's not even just a money thing. So you're getting stuck in traffic every day now. You start this new job, now you got to drive through traffic every day to get to work. When before you didn't deal with any traffic at all. Your last job was, out away from the big city. Hardly ever dealt with traffic. But now you change jobs, now you deal with more traffic, now you deal with more stress. Now you deal with more bad drivers who can't drive. Think about these things. That commute of yours does matter. Take it serious, right? Right now, I pretty much average between 50 and 55 hours a week in my job, but because I only work about 10 minutes away, it's really not that bad for me. Now, do I have a lot of time to myself? Probably not. Y'all might not think that because I do upload a lot, but it's only certain times of the day I can upload. I can actually make these videos. It's either late at night or early in the morning. During the week, on the weekend, I got more time to sit down, really focus, and make videos, and make good ones at that. But during the week, it's either early in the morning before I go to work or late at night when I come home from work. For example, this video right here, I worked all day today, right? Now, I'm making this video late at night. It's like past 11 o'clock at night right now. It's pretty dark outside. It's pretty quiet, other than the cars passing by. But, yeah. Don't mind it though, because my commute is short. It's easier to put in those long hours, make that extra money when your commute is short. And it doesn't really affect you so much because you're only driving for 10 minutes to and from work. 20 minutes total commute time a day, right? About an hour and a half of commute time a week. It's not a whole lot of commute time. There's many people that have more commute time in a day than what I have in a whole week, or with somebody who doesn't commute as far as in a whole week. An hour and a half of commute time, or a little over an hour and a half of commute time a week is pretty good. So if you're somebody that lives real far from your job, consider moving. Watch your quality of life increase, get better, right? You live an hour away from your job, consider moving. Especially if you live in an apartment, just buy it out. Buy out the lease and, I don't know if every apartment allows you to buy out the lease, but I guess you could see. I think most of them do. You have to pay a pretty hefty fee, But if you have the money and you want to improve your quality of life, it might be worth it. Or no, it might be worth it to wait too. I mean, there's pros and cons of both. If you just wait it out, you'd actually be saving money in the long run. Well, would you really be? Well, yeah, you would be saving money in the long run, but not as much as you think. Because a lot of times, the lease termination fee is like 2 months of rent plus like a fee or something like that. Not all the time, but in my experience, that's usually what it is. Plus whatever concessions they offered or whatever. But yeah, consider moving closer to your job if you can. If you have a house and you're really serious about moving closer to your job, you might have to sell your house. Or you can rent it out if you're willing to take on that responsibility of, being a landlord and just buying something that's closer to your job, right? Maybe worth it in the long run. But with that, I really do thank you all for watching this video. I really enjoy making these videos. I got to tell you, I really enjoy making these videos for you all. Once again, thank you all for the support. Thank you all for the likes, the subscriptions, the shares, the comments. Really thank you all for everything. I promise tomorrow I will make one of y'all's suggestions. I will make one of y'all's suggestions. Once again, I do thank you all for all the suggestions as well. So stay tuned for one of y'all's suggested topics tomorrow.